Hello everybody and welcome to APK News Oovoo interview. Before we go to the interview, we have some breaking news coming from Maryland. Reports that Live from the X-KIDZ releases an amazing promo video and also documentary about the upcoming revival function. Take a look, everybody.
Best. It's time to revive the movement.
Flow them tight like your boyfriend braids. Your girl need a leash, yeah, color my pet. Got my gain, I don't need to say. Your girl like a vet, but she ride like a jet. Stop, I don't need no beat. Put it on the ground and it pound like feet. Like HD, my flow done perfect. Jack like a wave, you haters on the surfing. No homo, I throw like Romo. My Latino be like Como, swag so bomb. Girls say I'm nuking, bars so sick, every notch is puking. Ayy. Allergy, bro, don't fly like I'm hooked on this. Lay girl out like a fold out. Lay girl out like a fold out bitch. Lay girl out like a fold out bitch. Bars stay sick like I'm ghost with kids. Bars stay sick like I'm ghost with kids. Bars stay sick like I'm ghost with kids. Bars so fierce, just call me a panther. Hip hop like Panther, Camden, Mander, Panther. Hip hop like Panther. Medicine armor, so I wouldn't hit a list.
Hey, shout out to my other cousins. Get Apollo. Run that. Hey, okay, boy, stay sick like a cop in a hot shoe. I'm blessed with this talent and I bang like pops do. I'm top, good respect a nigga that's been taught you. I'm the one who's gonna make it to the top, nigga, not you. Blast the whole hold up, wait. I'm high off my kids still smoke shake. But here we go, Ace me the back. Yes, I'm that dude to bring the jerk movement back like the reject move. I'm winning in this game, no time to lose. Swag they wet like the ocean, you can ride my crew. No Mario, but a nigga.
Alright, that was some awesome stuff. You want to see more? It's on the link below in the description, everybody. But anyhow, it's time for some interview with this jerker known as Sage from up north, everybody. Take a look. To the Oovoo interview, we just saw a clip apparently of Live from the X-KIDZ apparently showed his new promo video for the revival function, bruh. Let me tell you, that was on point. What's your response on this one?
I'm really liking what they're doing out there. I recently got into like viewing their videos and stuff like that, and I've been seeing a lot of the tri-state links and revival functions and stuff that they're going to do later in December. I really like what they're doing out there.
You know what? And you know what? A lot of people are saying this function is going to be the most tightest function in the country, of course, which I call it the national function because you got people from all over the United States are going to go to this event, especially from Illinois, from the West Coast. I mean, I'm telling you, this is something that a lot of people are trying to look forward going to next month. But anyway, thank you so much for being on here, bro. But anyhow, you're Sage man, like you're original. You used to live in Florida.
Yeah, I was born in New York, 1997, and I lived there for 3 years. And I moved to Florida, and I stayed there until I was like 6, 7, 8. And then I moved up here to Boston, Massachusetts, and like now I go back and forth like to visit my family in New York, and then I visit my family in Florida. So I'm like usually in Florida like every summer.
Wow, man, that's something. That's a bitch. Because I know how you feel. Because I went back in the days. I used to travel from all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast to visit my dad and visit my mom. And so, like, let me tell you, I know what you went through, bruh. I know how you feel because being in two parts of the area of the country is no joke. I'm telling you. But anyhow,
a lot of long trips.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and ask about your views on this movement, man. I mean, I see you, man. I see you. And, like, let me tell you, you try your hardest to keep this movement alive, especially in two places, of course. Tell me, what do you think about this movement today than it was back then?
All right. So I started in like 2009, 2010. I actually first got into it. My older cousin, he like got me on. And after that, I just like started taking a liking to it. I was watching like all the Rangers, Mike, all those like old school crews that I don't really like live like more. And then like 2011, 2012, I was really getting into it. I had like a really good passion for jerking. And then say last year, I kind of like felt like it died out because those were like people that I watched, and I didn't really know about like all these other crews. So I was still jerking, and then around like where I live in Boston, there's no people jerk at all. Like if I went to a party, I was on like jerking, and I mean it's good and bad in certain ways because when you're the only one who's doing something, you feel like you're the best one around. But like recently, I got put on to CC. My friend who lives in Florida. I went down there and showed me some jerking videos. So I got put on to CC. Yeah, I got put on to him. I'd always like heard of his mixes, like the C Crazy. So when I found out that was his actual channel, I started watching all his videos. And then, of course, I got onto the Jerking Movement page, which was on Facebook. And through that, I got in touch with Mike Casey. And I found out that he's actually from Massachusetts. He's from Florida. And I was really surprised like anyone else.
What is Mike Casey like? What is Mike Casey like in retrospect? Because like Mike Casey, aka Crash, he's a cool dude. I can respect him, but sometimes he can be overboard in his little jokes on there. But what is he like when you first met him?
I just saw him, and like I saw his videos on Breakfast Bros, his channel, and I saw it was from Massachusetts, so I was really direct about it. I just hit him up on in his inbox on Facebook, and I was like, "Yo, what's up? Are you from Boston? What's the deal?" And he was like really cool about it. Like he wasn't like this dude just coming at me. He was like really respectful, and he's a cool dude. And he invited me to come to the Tri-State Link Part 2, but I don't know if you know, I had a knee surgery. And I'm like going through physical therapy right now.
My
so there's no way I could have went to the second, yeah. But I'm definitely going to the revival function, and I think it's really good what he's doing, how he set that whole thing up, and I'm definitely, me and a couple of my friends are going to go up to that in December.
Well, that's good. I'm really glad that you're to hear that, even though you're going through your situation, of course, the physical therapy and the surgery, the aftermath of it. But I'm glad you're still determined to go to this function over in New Jersey, and what do you think about society today about this movement? Because apparently society is just so blinded about this because they think it's not a trend. They see it as a trend, but don't see it as a lifestyle like any other dance. What is your view on this one, man?
I mean, I agree with you saying. A lot of people like that, like at my school, a lot of people see him like, why are you still jerk? Why this? Why that? Like watching the video and they'll be like, what is that? And they'll see the date and they'll be like, oh, it's recent. I don't really think anyone jerked anymore. So I feel like the frequency of like all these videos that like a lot of videos be putting up nowadays, I feel like that's gonna get more people to recognize us. Because once I start watching those videos in school, everyone's like hopping on it. They're like, oh, really? They're still jerking? Wow, that's actually pretty cool. And so when I told people about the function, they like know that like they know like when I say I jerk that I'm serious, like I'm not kidding around, it's no joke. So I think if we keep doing that, like keep doing what we're doing, we gotta show the world that we got this huge passion for it, like putting up all these videos and the function that Mike Casey's doing that's really gonna like put us out there,
Mike Casey is doing a very good job with this. Let me tell you, he just recently finished a function over on October 26th in New York City in Manhattan. But recently, in my reaction to it, he did a very good job. It was organized. It was pretty much tight. It was not much. It was big like it was earlier in the first function in the tri-state area. But you know what? He still did a very good job with it. Do you think that more functions should happen in much of the country, such as Florida, which I'm about to go to a function after this interview, apparently. So, tell me, do you think the functions that should be, like, for instance, like Florida instance, that people say that they represent the movement, but, don't go to the events and say they like they just click the page, the events page, and then say where you're going, but they don't, and then about days later they don't show up. What do you feel about, like uncommissioned in the movement?
I feel like people gotta respect their word if they're really into it. I mean, like I can't tell anyone what to do. Everyone, we have free will. That's what God gave us.
Yes.
But everyone can do whatever they want to do. But if you're gonna be in this movement, like you're claiming that you are, you gotta at least try to make an effort. Like you gotta go to the functions. Like whenever I go to Florida, I'm like begging that there's a function when I'm down there in the summer. I mean, I went there. I think it was like last summer. And I saw like it was just like a group of kids at this like little amusement park, and people were drinking. I was like, wow, this is. So I feel like when everyone sees that, then people will get like a name for it, and they'll start like typing it in on YouTube, typing it in on Google to see really where Jerkin's at. Because right now, a lot of people are followers, so they see that, they're just gonna hop on the train. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because people can hop on the train and then find a passion and love for it, like most of us have. So we definitely need more functions and more people like owning up to their word, saying that they're gonna actually like go to these functions.
Well, you know what, you've said some really true words, by the way. But anyhow, bro, tell me, like, let me tell you, I really miss up north. I really did. I went up north last year over in Philly because I got family up north. Majority of my family lives up north. They live in Philadelphia, Maryland. Shout out to Maryland, and also in one of my family members live in New York. And, like, the more I think about, like, living here in Florida, I lived here for all my life. I'm going to be honest. I've been living here. And I feel like I'm ready to move, go up there. But you know what? I love it here. This is all. But you know what? Let me tell you. When these events like this, what do you think about, what it goes through your mind when you think of events like these?
Like, honestly, it's like Christmas Day. Like you wake up in the morning, you got this big present. Seriously, that's how I feel, because this function, the revival function, December 14th, this is going to be the first function I've ever gone to. So right now, I feel like this is the high point in like my jerking career, life. I wouldn't necessarily say career, but this is definitely going to be like a big step for me. I've never done nothing like this. It's really just been me and my cousins and my friends around here. They had a crew called X-KIDZ, and like we were down with Super Nintendo crew, who was like, they were on the Volato poster from Massachusetts. So that's who we looked up to when we were like 13, 12, 11. And I just love it. Like I love the people that are doing these functions, and it helps me like, it reassures me that this movement isn't dead at all.
You are absolutely right and correct. Just like my news, APK News, apparently. APK News has been around since 2009, since the MySpace, and most of the majority of the times that I've seen videos, like people saying they want to be noticed, and I felt like, why don't I do news about it? And I started from the local area before going out in the planetary in this. But you know something, like, what is your honest opinions about APK News? I really I like people. I'm gonna start giving people's opinions on it. But what do you think about it, actually?
You know what, James? I actually love what you do, because I feel like you help people. You give them a chance, like the underrated guys. Like when I put my like comeback video or whatever, because when I got like back into it, you shared that video and you put it on your page. I feel like that's what got me like a good amount of views that I got, and I really appreciate that. And I feel like because you do this, you're gonna get more people, more passion. You're gonna like give them the strength that they need to like put out these videos. Some people, like I see even on the pages, they're like, "Oh, I'm not getting no more views. I don't get likes, so I'm just gonna stop." I mean, like you shouldn't stop whether you get views or not. But the fact that you're gonna help them and share them and get them views, it's gonna like get them back on the game. So I keep doing what you do. Don't listen to what nobody else says. You do it because you love it and you're doing it for good reasons. So you shouldn't let anyone else stop you.
You know what? Thank you so much for that. And like, I'm not gonna stop doing this because, like, this news is about the jerking movement mainly, and also it's about other dancers, but mainly it's about jerking. And, you know, like APK News has a purpose, just like everybody else has a purpose. It's just trying to inform everybody what's happening in the movement. Like, if people want to know who this crew is or who this crew is, who will they ever find out? I mean, YouTube has millions of videos of people jerking, but they don't know the heart of the crew or the heart of it. And it takes me to find out on jerking pages to figure out who this crew is, so people can know about who they are and find out, you know.
Yeah, like,
and that's why I
when
try
I
to
watched
put
the top
I try to put
10s,
links on there.
I love it.
And it's so hard to put links on there, but you know what? Like, I be tired sometimes, and people think I'm doing this is easy. Yes, me talking on camera and doing the news is easy, but working and setting up the video together is the very hardest part for me.
That's work.
Knowing that, not caring that the fact my
work right
computer
there.
is slow, and forgive me everybody, this is a very slow connection feed right here because of where I'm at right now, so please forgive me everybody. But anyhow, Sage, any shout outs before we go off?
Just want to say shout out to Mike Casey, shout out to CC, shout out to everyone on the Beast Coast. I'm really loving the NY movement right now in New York, New Jersey. Everyone just keep doing what they're doing.
All right, thank you, Sage, for that, bro.
And of course, shout out to
and I'll
Mike,
give you a little touch up before as this interview, I'll give you a little touch up, bro. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for watching the Oovoo interview. APK News will continue with the latest news, and also we'll let you know what's going on with the jerkin movement function over here in Florida, and highlights of that. Right now, be blessed, everybody, and take care, and see you around soon, everybody. This is our APK News on RTV. Bye, everybody.